All right. So it is 12. I want to get started. First of all, I'd like to say welcome to everyone to this consciousness ascending experience. At Consciousness Ascending, our single goal is to support you in accelerating your becoming. Becoming what? Becoming the person that you are, free of all the conflicts, of all of the conditioning, the programming, to your full free expression, to the full free expression of the truth of you in source. There is a you that exists beyond the conditioning, beyond the programming right now. There is a you beyond the you that you believe yourself to be right now that has created the experiences that you have experienced in your life up to this point. And that is the you that is inspired. That is the you that is aware of its inspirations, is capable of following its inspirations without hesitation, creating the life that you planned for yourself before you entered into your physical body. And that is our single goal for those of you who are open to these types of conversations, is to support you in accelerating the process of remembering who and what you truly are. Our topic for today is crushing blows. They do not exist. There's no such thing as a crushing blow or something that completely stifles you or that stops you. If an experience stops you, if an experience creates the types of ideas and beliefs inside of you that completely stops your movement forward or severely limits your ability to move forward into the things that you are excited to do, into being the type of person that you are inspired to be, then something's off. If that has happened to you, if you're carrying ideas from your childhood that you know are still that are affecting you in a negative manner, in a low vibrational manner, then things are off just a little bit. And that's what we're going to talk about. The structure of this experience is that we're going to um, give some discourse on the idea, and then we're going to open it up for questions. If you have questions from the chat, you'll be able to put those in, and we will discuss those questions. If you find value, if you're new and you find value in this discussion, be sure to subscribe, like the video. It helps with getting it out there, um, and also leave a comment. Leave a comment. Let us know how you are inspired by the information that's discussed. Not only does it allow or inspire others, potentially inspire others to further growth and expansion and understanding of the material, but it also sows it deeper inside of you by just taking the small action of putting it out there, of typing it in and putting it out there into the ethers. If you're not new, we appreciate your support. We're excited for you. Appreciate you being here. Also, be sure to like um, and comment. Again, it helps sow that idea, that new idea inside of you. When you look in the description, once this is over, once this is over, check the description. There'll be a couple of things there for you to check out if you have not already. A couple of short free presentations. The first one being the greatest misconceptions. There are three greatest misconceptions that we believe are very important for you to know as one being engaged in this path of growth and expansion. And the second is the three attention shifts. There are three attention shifts that you have to make in order to know that you are working at your foundation, working at your core, um, and discovering your true place of power as you go about your path. Now, there's many different areas that you can delve into, but you can get lost in so many different ways, so many different places that you can begin to discover and get information on that do not directly and quickly support the transformation that's required in order for you to begin to affect your life in the manner that most of you desire to. There's nothing wrong with gathering more information, but how is it affecting you and supporting you and creating the life that you desire right now? And knowing those three attention shifts will help you to stay focused to stay clear and to be certain that you're on the path of growth and expansion and affecting yourself at your core, uh, which is important, which has been important to me. So let's get started. Again, crushing blows. They do not exist. Absolutely. Crushing blows. And when we say crushing blows, we're talking about the traumas. We're talking about the dramas that tend to occur in the human experience. Oftentimes, these happenings, these experiences are created as a child during your childhood, and many of you are still carrying these ideas as an adult, still experiencing the same experiences because they are lodged in your inner creative process and you're recreating them now. The people have changed, yes. The locations, the demographics have changed, yes. But you continue to experience happenings as a result of these ideas sown as a result of the traumas and the dramas that leave you feeling the same way you felt as a child. The fear, the insecurity, the effect on your value, the low self value, the low self worth. There's a myriad of ideas that can be sown. Positive, yes, that can be sown on the positive side, but those are not limiting you. Those are not limiting your ability to create the life that you desire, that you are inspired to. It's the ones that are born of low vibration that we are addressing, that you have to be aware of, that are affecting your ability to create the life you desire. Now, understand that there's no blame, there's no fault, there's no, if you are doing these things, that you are limiting yourself as well because you're communicating to yourself. It is you who is carrying these ideas, it is you who is being limited by these ideas, and they are inside of you. So, any anger that you express toward these ideas, any anger, any frustration that you express toward these happenings, you have to understand that you're expressing them towards yourself because there's no one else in the present moment probably that had anything to do with the experiences created. And as often as you remember, as often as you feel the feelings, as often as you express the anger and the frustration toward the happenings, you are offering it to yourself. You are reinforcing ideas first by entertaining the image and offering powerful emotion in regards to that idea. You're fueling that idea, recreating the circumstance, further sowing the ideas within in the present moment. So you have to understand that this whole process that you have been conditioned to fight against your pains, push against that which you do not like, fight against that which you abhor, that which you hate, those things that have happened to you. In your fighting, in your pushing, you're only recreating and further sowing the idea in yourself and as further establishing and fueling the loop that you were in. You have to understand that. In the broader perspective, you also have to understand that occurrences and happenings that happen that were present or that you may have experienced as a child when one believes that they are helpless, when one believes that they should be taken care of by their loved ones, those closest to them, the people that may have been the perpetrators from your perspective. You have to understand that in the early years of those happenings and those circumstances, the probability is extremely high that it is an experience that you chose, or it's an experience that you have are continuing to explore from a previous lifetime. This is from the broader perspective. It may be difficult for some of you to fathom that, and it may make full sense to some. It depends on where you are in your growth and expansion and your evolution. But understand that you have to understand that just as you will discover, as many of you already know, just as you will discover when you transition from your physical body that you already exist in a much broader perspective, You existed before you entered into your physical body, just the same in this iteration of life. So this should change the perspective of that which you are holding as traumas that occurred in your early years of this iteration of life. There are choices that were made before you entered into your physical bodies of experiences that you decided that would be to your benefit to create. Now, we understand that you might say, why would I create those? Why would I create such trauma? Why would I create and decide to participate in such drama? Why would I choose such things, such terrible things from your perspective that many of you would say you have experienced? You understand that. But you have to also understand that your experience that you have chosen to participate in is about experience, and that you have is about the creation of experience, and that you have lived many lives, and you are living those lives now. For there is no time, for there is only the present moment, and all exists now on multiple planes of existence, and you exist now on multiple planes of existence, creating experience. You have been the highest of the high. You have been the lowest of the lows. You have been kings and queens, and you have been the helpless and the homeless. Understand that. So when you say trauma, terrible, bad, and you question the idea of why would I create this as an experience, you have to understand that there is a broader perspective that you are participating in. There's a broader perspective of your soul's identity that is being created through the experiences. Think about the contrast that exists on your plane of existence now. If you did not have a low, you would not know what a high was. If you did not have a high, you wouldn't know what the contrasting low was. And so you are logging these experiences away in the Akashic is specific for you, not just this lifetime, but all of the lifetimes on all of the planes of existence, all of the species that the broader, grander, greater part of you is creating and experiencing. You are there now. And this is just the creation of experience. So, but when you zero in on this life experience, you have to understand that to the degree that you feel the traumas and the dramas are expansive, to the degree that you feel they had size and strength, that you feel now, even if it was 20, 30, 40 years ago that it happened, to the degree and the size and the strength and the magnitude that this experience was created and that you remember and that you feel, to the same degree there is understanding and strength on the other side of that exact same experience that will propel you forward into higher ground. It is not a static point that you cannot be free of. There is no such thing as a crushing blow. You can never be crushed. They don't exist. So now that you understand that, the goal should be to understand. First, bring awareness, for you are only carrying ideas. These are ideas that you have been of which you have been conditioned to interpret a certain way. And you have to recognize that whenever you remember the traumas, you remember the dramas, you are interpreting them from the vibrational frequency of the experience, which is a mistake. Think about when you have an argument with someone, a disagreement, and how you tend to feel on the inside. And when you If there is a space where you're able to come to that person, or the two people are able to come together and discuss their disagreement, oftentimes it's very difficult to not feel the same way, or not allow the feeling of that disagreement or that argument to begin to creep in. And therefore, now both of you are communicating. Although you started off well, you had good intentions, but now the feelings have crept in again, and you are communicating to each other in the same feeling place as the problem. And there's no solution, there's no success in the vibration that created the problem. You have to be in a different vibration. And it's the same for the traumas and the dramas that you have experienced that are binding you, that are causing you to feel insecure, that are causing you to hesitate, that cause you to separate, to be misaligned from the life experiences that you are desiring. When you entertain these ideas, you often entertain them at random when they come into your mind, or something triggers you to think about the happening, or you try to create a success for yourself, but that fear is so huge, and that fear of rejection, that insecurity is so huge that it causes you to hesitate. You entertain the ideas in the same vibration in which they were created. And that's the mistake. That's the conditioning, saying, yeah, you must address this idea in the same feeling. You should be angry at it. You should be mad at it. But that's the mistake. If you want to understand, and then you want to transform and be free of these ideas, you have to position yourself to perceive them and interpret them from a higher vibration. And all you have to do is get yourself into that place. Get yourself into a higher vibrational, higher feeling place, which changes your perspective, and then look at the situation and interpret it from that space. If it was a anger filled experience, a fear filled experience, an experience where you felt helpless and as a victim, then one way to go about it is to get yourself into a high, joyful, powerful, confident state of being. And then position the idea separate from you over there. You're in the state of being, and you can place yourself into a bubble, in a sphere, on a boat, whatever your imagination communicates to you to do that is highest and best in the moment, and then place the ideas out there in front of you so that you're not connected with them, so that you don't feel them. You're in a different vibration than those ideas. And then observe, ask, glean the information from them that are most powerful and expansive for you. This is what allows you to gain the correct interpretation and have the correct perspective on the happenings. And it changes everything. The vibration that you're in and the perspective that you have when you look at a circumstance, whether it's a business circumstance to which you're looking for a solution to, or to create greater efficiency or effectiveness, or a drama or a trauma from your childhood that you know is still binding you from the life that you desire to live, whether it's relationship or abundance or any type of success. The energy that you're in when you're entertaining the idea changes the perspective. It colors and dictates the perspective and how it's interpreted. And being in a higher vibrational position when you're looking at these ideas, entertaining these ideas, allows you to see differently, especially if you are intending to grow from them, especially if you are intending to become the highest version of yourself possible as a result of the experience. When you enter into the circumstance with that intention, And you understand that you have to get yourself into a higher vibrational place in order to have a high vibrational perspective on the circumstance. It changes everything because you will see different, because you will interpret the circumstance differently, powerfully, beautifully, and you will position yourself to be able to grow from it as opposed to being bound by it. Now, we understand that this is an idea that may be difficult for many of you in the initial because you have been in the loop of establishing these ideas for many years, right? Being reminded of the happening, feeling the feeling, being angry, frustrated at the people involved or at the circumstance, at your parents, at your siblings, at the strangers. But you have to understand that the perspective, the vibration, the frequency that you're in when you entertain these ideas means everything. You have to understand that when these ideas are triggered inside of you, if you begin to say things like, I love me in this circumstance, I accept me in this circumstance, I recognize that I am with or without these circumstances. And you're holding these ideas, but you're in a different vibration because of these type statements that you're making to yourself. So you're in a different vibration when you're entertaining these ideas, and that alone begins to disrupt and dispel those old programs, the ideas associated with those experiences, that alone. But when you're capable of affecting these type ideas from a vibrational standpoint, and you're addressing the ideas that have been established, the beliefs, the thought patterns that have been established within you as a result of the experience, where you accelerate the process of releasing, you accelerate your ability to transform the ideas, and you accelerate your ability to recreate yourself as a result of having released the ideas. Vibration, frequency that you're in changes the perspective, changes the interpretation. And then if you allow the understanding from that perspective and that interpretation within that vibration to reveal itself to you, then you are forever changed. If you have any questions, please place them in the chat. If you have any questions or comments that you have been inspired to, you can place them in the chat now. Thank you, Catherine. If all lives are concurrent, can one lifetime affect all of them? Yes, it can. Yes, it can. Individual lifetimes can affect other lifetimes through the vibrational connection, through the energy connection. Now, when you think about that idea and you entertain the idea of the low vibrational happenings that may or may not be occurring, you can only connect with low vibrational happenings is if you are in a low vibration because you understand frequency, you understand radio frequencies and changing the station. One does not connect with the other, they're on their own individual lines. So, in order to be effective, or in order to align yourself with low vibrational happenings, ideas that a version of you may be experiencing or engaged in, you have to be along that same level of vibration in order to connect with it. And on the other side of that, higher vibrational activities also connect. Higher vibrational activities also, to a great degree, can influence all of the other lives, can filter through. Now, does this happen often? It doesn't have to happen often because it happens at the soul level. At the soul level, all of this is connected. You understand that the interpretation of life experience is different at the soul level, and these experiences are along the way, all being beautiful, by the way, all being perfect, by the way. But you can ask for the support from the other aspects of you. And of course, you do this in a higher vibration with a high level of intention. You can ask for the support and receive it. For there's no limits, there's no bounds to what you're capable. Higher vibration experiences, yes, higher vibration can affect the many parts of you, and it does affect the many parts of you. Higher vibration more often than the lower vibration expressions, for the lower vibrational expressions does not penetrate into the higher, but the higher can more easily penetrate into the lower if one is open to it, when one is seeking answers. And when seeking answers and they or get in a position or in alignment position to be able to receive those answers that you are offering, that you have created for yourself in high vibration, in that form, in that format, it can reach another aspect of yourself who is creating experience also. Does that question come? You're most welcome. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, so we have no other questions or comments. We are thankful for each of you who are participating, who have been on. Thankful for each of you who have found this information and are watching the replay. We're excited for each of you on this path of growth and expansion. We are thankful for allowing us to be of support. Be sure to check out the description for the free presentations that will assist you to further your understanding of the path that you are on. And we look forward to the next time that we're able to be of support. Thank you very much.